Okay, buddy. Welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I'm really happy to talk to you. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited and yeah, so just not been much going on. Been playing piano a little bit before and having a chill day. So yeah, all here for you now.
Thank
You were
you.
the only you were the only thing in my calendar today. So I woke up and I was like, okay, the Groom Show at 6 p.m.
Awesome. Thank you. So the first thing I wanted to start out asking you is like, what inspired you to want to sing and play?
What inspired me? That's a good question. Because I never asked myself that question when I was younger, because I've always been making music. So I never asked myself, oh, what actually inspired me to do all this? Um, so I guess when people ask me, where does my inspiration for my music come from, also the music that I write, I always say it's the music itself. So when I
Mhm.
press a key or like the tone, I hear the music, I press the key on the piano. It's just the music itself that inspires me most times for where I go, the journey, the musical journey. And I think it's the same. Yeah, so there wasn't any particular person or celebrity that I was looking up to, and I was like, oh, I want to be like them, or that's where exactly my inspiration or drive comes from. It's just the music itself, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay. And you started out playing piano at like a really young age. What age did you start playing?
At 6. So I got the keys. So originally I wanted to play drums, and
Oh,
my parents were like, no drums in the house. I was like 6, they were like, no drums. I had some like musical instruments before, like I got like once a blue guitar when I was really young. I think it was like 4 years old, like electric blue guitar for kids. And before that, because I didn't have a drum set, I built my own drum set. So I took the pots from my mom's kitchen. I built my own drum set and damaged pretty much everything. And at some point, they were like, "Okay, here you get a keyboard and like piano, and you can start with that." And yeah, so I had that for most of my time. Then when I turned 13, I got into classical music, and I also got my grand piano that is at my place in Germany. Um, so yeah, that's kind of like the journey how it started, because over time I got more and more into classical music, and now back to pop music. Yeah.
oh, okay, nice. And what was like the first song that you ever played on video? Like when you start making videos about your music, like what was the first song you start playing?
First song I ever recorded. I could imagine that this is the first song is probably like an improvisation, because 90% of what I post on the internet is never planned. So I just sit at the piano and play whatever comes through my mind.
Oh,
So I guess yeah, it's mostly in the moment. I switch on the piano and press some keys and something turns out, like um but I remember the first song I ever learned on the keyboard, according to my brother, and I don't know what is the name. I don't know if I pronounce it in German now. It's called narcotic or something like this. I'm not even sure.
okay.
Um, yeah. We'll have to look up the name. But according to my brother, I don't even remember it. But my brother does. He hated it when I started to play. He was like, no.
Oh.
Uh, yeah.
Now, does your brother play music too?
Yes. Like he at some point he played bass, also classical guitar. Um, he actually got a drum set. He actually got a drum set maybe a year ago. Um yeah, like when he lived with my parents still. It's actually at my parents' house. After he broke up with his girlfriend, he got that drum set. So yeah, now that technically I do have the drums that I always been wanting to have in Germany
So,
at my parents.
you ever go over the house and play the drums?
I sometimes do, but mostly, I'm over the drums by now, it's okay. I'm fine with the piano. It's yeah, piano and me. I'd be interested in playing a little bit more guitar. I at some point picked up my brother's guitar lessons, but um yeah, you can't do everything at once. I was really invested in the piano and had so many things to do. So yeah, I'd never perform with the guitar. Maybe at some point in the future, not now.
Okay. And and what when did you know you wanted to start like making music on video, like on YouTube and TikTok and all social media?
Um, I guess it same thing. I never decided it. Like it is just I mean on Instagram, I've been on Instagram. I signed up when I was 13, I think,
Oh
12,
wow.
13, 14. And back then it was like a photography platform. And my parents gave me a camera and I started taking like photos of completely different things, nature, landscape, sceneries, animals. And later on, the platform changed,
Hmm.
and I started like going for modeling, and then posting my piano videos. And I think it's because of the platform it changed. Because for me, it all started with Instagram, and it kind of like developed that way. And after like a couple of videos, just like realized, okay, people seem to like it and posted more. And then on TikTok, I was quite active in 2019 on TikTok, in 2020, when I think most of my videos blew up and got a lot of attention. And then it was obviously like, okay, I had this like audience and people asked me to like play certain songs and to perform more, and it just like followed like my followers, I followed my followers, like what they wanted to hear. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And is there like you said it just comes to you like when like you don't ever think about an artist or band that you want to play music for, like you just sit there and it just comes to you.
Yeah, so sometimes I wouldn't say that I never get inspired by anyone, which is like I do get inspired also by other artists. And um well, back then when I had classical piano lessons, I learned a lot of classical artists, like Mozart, Bach, Beethoven, Chopin, Liszt, maybe more my favorites. A lot of songs or like pieces, and a lot of them were like my piano teacher, um, because I always loved to be free, and do my own version. But she was like, okay, she was really strict and was like, you have to read the notes, play it like it's written down. And and then from there I would like take my own inspiration. So they inspired me, and I feel like until or like still today, there's a huge impact that this classical music and those music lessons had or have on me, which you can still hear in my pop music today.
Mhm.
um, and besides that, I just listen to a lot of different genres and artists. And so yeah, there's like inspiration here and there. Like let's say I hear a song and I play a lot by ear, I'll probably just go to the piano and play it myself. And maybe I'll change certain things here and there. And yeah. So there
Oh,
is definitely some inspiration also from other artists at some point.
okay. Is there like any artist or band you would love to be on stage with or do a song with?
Um, right now, I remember once in an interview I said Charlie Puth.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
um, Puth. What's his name actually pronounced? Charlie Puth. Puth. I don't
I'm
know.
pretty
Sorry,
sure.
everyone knows who I mean. I think he's like a genius and very interesting. I think I could talk about with him about music for a long time. Like for like yeah, and I think we could get like pretty creative, you know. A lot of people that are like creative, doing things. But I think I'm like I would get along with most people, you know. I'm like easy to get along with and love meeting people just for like a jam session or I mean, yeah, on stage could be fun. Even though I also like stage improvisation. Um, Back when I was in Athens, and I played in the Acropolis, there were a lot of people, 5,000 people in the
Wow.
audience, or six around that number, and I knew what songs I was gonna play, like roughly. I knew I was gonna play from Queen Bohemian Rhapsody and Don't Stop Me Now,
Yeah.
but it's like in my own version and my own mix. And 2 hours before I would go on stage, I was like in my own little room and there was a piano, and I was like thinking, what exactly am I gonna play in 2 hours though? And I was like going through my mind, like, oh, I could start in this key or in this key, and I could do like a little improvisation here. So I had a rough structure of like, okay, I'm gonna start Bohemian, and then I will at some point switch throughout Bohemian to Don't Stop Me Now.
Hmm.
But I had no plan really until I actually like went on stage and I was looking at the audience playing. I was like, hello, um, very honored to be here tonight. And then I was like, just okay, let's start here. And it was just like in the moment, and it's for me like I feel the music also more if it's in the moment. And yeah, I feel like that is I just love being spontaneous, I guess.
Hey, you know that's the best way to be. Like just go out there and feel the crowd and see what music they're like cheering for and just go out there and do it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Even though like I mean sometimes, you know, like especially in TV, things are completely planned, and also time-wise it has to fit in
Oh
almost
yeah.
like to the second, which is like sometimes, and which I learned, is like it's not bad to have like a plan, yeah. And so I guess like for me, it's like the balance of like having a plan and being spontaneous. So having like a certain structure, but then being free within that like that space, you know. Guess that's what
Definitely.
works for me best.
Definitely. And and you also sing. And what do you do to get your voice ready when you're about to sing?
Yeah, so I also sing. I started singing when like at the age of 19 or 18, 19, around that time.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so I never actually ever sang ever in my whole life until 19, 18, 19. And it was just like very random that one day I had this idea of telling my piano teacher, who was also a singer and actress,
Oh,
uh,
nice.
like in musical theater, and he was like a fantastic piano player. So I was like, just going up to her and was like, okay, what if I sing? She was like, okay, because I've always been like I had at that point I was like um 19, and when I came the first time to her lesson I was like 12 or 13, you know. So after all these years, suddenly I'm like, okay, what about singing? And yeah, she was like, okay, we can give it a try, and you can take a couple of lessons, and we can see if you have a voice or not. And I literally had no idea what to do. It was like really quiet, and she showed me like a couple of exercises, and she was like, "Oh, you actually do have a voice," and I started singing in um she was an opera singer, so I had different
Oh wow.
approach of singing, yeah. And she showed me, she taught me for sure in a different way than my teachers now. Or like I have a vocal coach in London, like he has a completely different approach, more like contemporary and for pop music. And yeah, and she was like more classical. But it's good to have both sides to see, um yeah, to learn how to do it. And yeah, so that's kind of like how I got into it. And then just I mean, the warm-ups are always the same, you know, going up the scales, getting some like exercises for your registers and transitions between chest and head voice and things like that. um yeah.
Sweet. And besides like playing cover songs, you also make your own songs too. And how do you get in a headspace to like write and make one of your own songs?
The headspace is yeah, I feel like a lot of times, either the music itself, so I'm playing piano and I just have an idea in the moment and I'm like, oh wow, that's amazing. Or a lot of times it's just also the environment. I mean, here I have the really nice view over London, and then on this side I can like what I see all the like sky rises and like nice buildings. And I feel like, and especially at night, because I'm a night person, night and morning person, I just don't like the middle of the day. But so I love when it's like the sun, when I see the sunset or the sunrise, and it just gives me a lot of energy, inspiration also for my music. And yeah, so I guess that's where a lot of inspo is coming from. um
Okay.
Yeah, you know, when at night, when it's like calm and quiet, I see like the lights, people go to sleep, and it's just me, and I play the piano at 3 a.m. Perfect time sometimes. If I have enough energy, but I do have a lot of energy, so
Oh, that's so nice.
yeah.
And like out of all the songs you made, like the songs you wrote and made, and is there any song that means the most to you?
No, there is actually not. So a lot of the songs that I made, a lot of the songs, most of the songs that I made are actually not published yet.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So there's a lot of songs published on, or not a lot, but like a few published on Spotify. One is my piano album, which I mean definitely means a lot to me, and I put a lot of thought into it, and what I want to express with the album. Um, then there's other songs like singles that I released as like a form of like collaboration with other producers and artists. It
Nice.
was a lot of fun, but I feel like my actual style of music and what I've been working on, I haven't actually released that yet, not on Spotify at least, for people
Okay.
to actually listen. But yeah, recently I was in the recording studio for a couple of days, actually over a few weeks, but like in and out, and recorded a cover song of Let Me Down Slowly. So might release that one as well at some point soon. Um, which I mean is not written by me, but the production and the way I sing and play it with the piano and the whole combination sounds more like me than a lot of other songs. But yeah, there's a lot that I want to release, especially this year.
Nice.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, there's a lot coming out at this point.
Oh, great. I can't can't wait to hear it. I'm looking forward to listen to
I'll send you a link.
hearing.
I'll hit you up.
Yeah, definitely. And when did you start like doing videos without your shirt on? Like what when did
Yeah.
when did that all
So yeah, the
start?
thing with my shirt is actually like I'm always without shirt. So like that I was shirtless before I even started doing the whole video thing.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, so that's what I always say to people or to everyone and my close friends and especially my family and knows that I'm always without shirt, yeah. And yeah, so in my family, no one is actually confused, or not even like my neighbors are confused at this point that I'm like walking around without shirt. So I would just open the door without shirt. A lot of times I'm in swim shorts or um yeah, just right now sweatpants and it's really warm in my house, and also like here in this apartment super warm in here. Actually, I
Oh,
wish it was a little colder sometimes. It's so warm. And so there's no point of wearing a shirt,
well,
you
yeah,
know. I
exactly.
don't know who came up with that stupid idea that everyone has to wear a shirt. Like, I mean, I once got kicked out of a a restaurant or supermarket because I had no shirt.
What, are you
Which
serious?
is okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even though here down the supermarket, I don't know if you see it. There's a supermarket down here. I once went in
Okay.
without shirt. They were totally fine. The thing once I was once at a McDonald's and got kicked out. And that McDonald's was right next to the beach, and they were like, no. But I can understand it. I mean, maybe it's a bit more hygienic when if people uh wear a shirt. On the other hand, some people are not and they wear shirts. So um, yeah, I was totally fine, but I mean, it's just against the rules. Um,
Oh, wow.
you
That
know,
I mean, I always see people walking in supermarkets and stuff without a shirt on. Like
yeah.
that's crazy.
But which supermarket are you going to? But yeah, I mean, I have no problem without like being without shirt, like in general. And it's just well, then I recorded my videos and I would be without shirt, and I actually did not think of it in a very sexual way. I just did it.
Yeah, yeah.
It was very natural to me. And then obviously I realized that a lot of videos got like millions of views, and that part, like some of the people that watched the videos also were there for like, oh, he's like without shirt. And yeah. Even though that also again like interesting is that I attracted also different like um target audiences on TikTok and on Instagram. So audience was
Mhm.
completely different. But at the end of the day, they were all still there. And yeah, guess it's like I also said recently in an interview, I said looks attract, art keeps, right? So at some point you got to make something different and stand out, and then on top, if you are actually skilled and can do something, um that would be helpful, like to be interesting for people, right? And it can be in any way. I mean, not necessarily like, I mean, obviously, yeah, looks attract, but you could also attract people in other ways. But you have to do something different. Just be different, I guess, at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right though. You have to do something to bring them in, and then once they're watching it, they listen to you play and sing, and if they like it, they stay. If they don't, they leave.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I once watched a video, was like an analysis about like pop stars and their hairstyles, what kind of like impact their hairstyle had on their career. Like
Really?
Billie Eilish with her green hair. or you know, like everyone has like a certain like look that they're like known for. It's also quite interesting to look at.
Well, yeah, everyone has something. Like everyone has like a different look or a different gimmick, and to bring the fans in.
So next month, red hair plus shirtless. No, I'm keeping those for now.
In a, I don't think you can put a shirt on now because you might lose the fans if you start putting on shirts.
Yeah, they're gonna be really disappointed. Like at some point, but I obviously um um what I wanna the image that I wanna have on the outside, right? Is I mean, yeah, now I'm known as the shirtless piano player, but at the end of the day, I guess I'm just crazy and I'm just like very free in the way I do things, and especially uh that I actually come from classical music, which is really strict, and most classical pianists, they have like they wear a suit, and you know,
Mhm.
and um, they do not even have much interpretational freedom within the classical music because they have to play the pieces as they're written down. And I am just taking the piece and doing my thing, and I'm just playing it shirtless, which is like completely new. But then again, I would put myself more in the pop category rather than the classical one.
Yeah,
But I'm very in between in some way. Um, so I guess that is my thing at the end of the day.
yeah,
And I just want to have people, or like want people to know, oh, it's a little bit crazy. And I mean, I once had like black nails and like a see-through shirt.
okay,
Then again, sometimes when I perform, I mean, a lot of times I still wear a shirt and a fancy suit or something crazy in some way, maybe stylish. And at the end of the day, yeah, I can take my shirt off and be crazy, or have like um a crazy performance here and there next to my piano and I play, or you know, there's a lot of things I could think of. That's what at the end of the day, that's just what I want to be known for, like something crazy, not necessarily shirtless, but it's part of what I do. So
well,
um,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Hey, you're the first to start it. You're starting a trend now.
Actually, back then, there were not too many people without shirt, and now, well, back then means like 4 years ago, and now I've seen more and more people without shirts. So
See?
yeah, I don't want to claim that I was the first one, because I'm sure, you know, people were shirtless before me, but yeah, I just did it the way through like the years. Um,
So like, what do you do? Because you look really great. Like, what do you do to stay so toned, and like, what kind of exercises do you do?
um, so instead of like 5 times, I usually go only 3 times to McDonald's per week. And no, like I actually, so I think I have first of all good genes in some way,
Okay.
which I didn't know actually back then, because when I was young, I was really thin, very skinny. Um, so I guess that is my blessing in some way. I have a high metabolism,
Mhm.
so I just like burn a lot of calories. So I can basically eat what the fuck I want. And then yeah, at some point, went to the gym a few times per week. For some time, I actually went like every day, so I had no excuse to not go. Then the thing is, I'm traveling quite a lot, and then I do not necessarily have a gym or the right meals, nutrition wise, like always by my side. So it's quite hard to keep up sometimes, especially like in from like summertime
Mhm.
till like December, like Christmas time,
Yeah.
that part of the year recently, like that was just for me a lot of traveling, Greece, Switzerland, New York,
Wow,
um,
you traveled all over.
Munich, also partly for my music because I performed in these places, and
Okay.
then I visited friends on the way, and it was just like very hard to always have a gym and eat, and especially before a performance, sometimes I'm um a little anxious sometimes, and then I don't eat. But it also is like totally different, depends on the performance. Sometimes I don't feel it at all, sometimes I do feel it, and then I just don't eat and just eat after, and yeah.
Wow,
So that is,
you definitely traveled a lot.
I did, and I still do. I mean, leave in 2 weeks for a birthday party, and then have a client meeting there, then see my family on the way. uh,
Okay.
Recording, also, like I go to Germany and travel to 3 places in Germany, and then come back, and yeah, so there's always something um going on, especially now that's again summer is coming again, so I feel like in summer it's always that time of the year when I travel most.
Is there any place you would love to travel to that you haven't went to yet?
Any place that I have not been yet, I actually, so yeah, surprisingly, I haven't been to Miami,
Oh, okay.
which would be probably a really cool place. I mean, there's a ton of places where that I would love to visit. It's just not that I don't really have a list, and I'm like, okay, I really want to go there, and I really want to go there because I love the places that I'm currently like traveling
That's
around, and they're all my friends, and it's just those like places like New York, London, and within Germany, mostly Spain, France. Could go back to LA also. Love to go back. But yeah, I have my places. I was actually work-wise, I might be also in Canada at some point.
oh,
So
okay.
yeah, but that is still up in the air. Um, but I might have to. No, I love to go there. Yeah, Montreal, or yeah, I think it would be Montreal.
Oh, sweet. Like I would I would love to see that too. Like that looks like they Canada looks like an awesome place. Like I would love to visit it.
Yeah, no, that would be amazing. But yeah, all open plans for now. Just planned ahead for the next couple of months, and then um, we'll see.
Okay. And you know, with co Coachella that just happened over the weekend, is that something you would love to play?
Yeah, that, like, I would definitely, I would definitely do performance there for sure. And like literally until yesterday, I totally didn't know that like Coachella was happening right now. Because like last year
Mm,
it was
I
so
didn't
much
know either until I
in the
saw
news.
everybody posting about it.
Yeah. Well, now I've like, now that I paid a little bit more attention, I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Like I see people being there, and like but I felt like there was much more going on last year. So like I almost missed it, this time I was like, okay. But yeah, maybe next year or the year after, who knows what's gonna happen career wise, and you know, always be
Yeah,
open for new things.
yeah. Like even if you don't play it, you can go there in person and see it. Like I've never done that yet. That's something I always wanted to do.
You've never been to Coachella?
Mm-mm, no.
Well, me neither. So never actually
So
been
hey,
there.
maybe next year or a couple years from now,
Next year. I see you there.
we'll both wind up being there.
I see you there. That's you. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and so like with having a huge following of fans on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, how what does it mean to you to be like a social media influencer?
Influencer. Um, so yeah, like um I never see myself as like influencer, but because I always say I'm a musician, not an influencer.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like influencer, and you have influence. So yeah, sure. Um, it's crazy sometimes. I mean, when you post something, you don't necessarily think of like, oh, that's like you know um thousands of people that just have seen your post. And
Yeah.
if you think about like thousands of people, that could be like literally like a whole like stadium of people, or like like the whole neighborhood technically has just like seen your post. So I never really picture that. I mean, I did that before, but yeah. But over the years, I'm like, for sure, it's like I'm aware of like the influence that I have, and the following. And for me, it was just always, I mean, since I do my music and I post my music videos and piano and singing, it's all about like um bringing joy and happiness to other people, like because I feel like there's also a lot of like shit on social media. If you scroll
There
through,
is,
you
yeah.
could see the same video over and over again, and like with these algorithms these days. And I just feel like
Mhm.
yeah, I love to like give something out to people that is like that there's like a certain quality of art and music, and it makes people happy. Or even I got like messages from people that I inspired them to start playing the piano, which is like
Oh, wow.
wonderful to hear that you're like
Yeah.
giving other people inspiration. Or yeah, I actually recently a friend of my friend or something like came to me and said something like well, that I inspired them to like play the piano. And I didn't know that was like just around like my friend's friend. And well, obviously didn't know him her. But it was like very, very funny, how small the world is. You can like see someone and be inspired. But that just makes me happy. Either you make other people happy with the music. There's like a purpose. um and you inspire people.
Oh, yeah, definitely for sure. And you also do modeling, right? Do you do fashion shoots and stuff too?
Yeah, so I do modeling, but it's like more like a side thing. It's
Okay.
yeah, it's not my main thing. And mainly also like through Instagram. um I mean, also a lot of shows and requests are coming through Instagram, but for modeling it's the same thing. So I got a lot of jobs and requests from there. I did it more when I was a couple of years ago though. And I
Gotcha.
was also more actively posting um model shoots on on the internet. So yeah, but that is not my main priority or focus at the moment. But if there was something coming along and they'd be like, oh, we want to do this like maybe commercial shoot with you, I'd do
Mhm.
it. But yeah.
Okay. Nice. And I have to say, like, I was going through your post, and like you played Queen so well. Like when you were playing Bo Bohemian Rhapsody. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that was amazing. I loved how you played that song. I went and listened to it a couple times, and it seems like is Queen like someone who inspires you a lot?
Um, yeah, for sure. Musically, they're really great. I mean, already Freddie Mercury with its outstanding
Yeah,
voice range, outstanding vibrato in his voice, and so he's obviously an amazing artist. And I love genius people and amazing artists, like already mentioned. So for sure. Um, and then I mean, on top, everyone knows Queen.
oh, of course.
Whenever I play a song of Queen or like Bohemian Rhapsody, it's just like one of those like everyone knows it, and so that's just I just enjoy playing that. Um, yeah,
Yeah, no, you did amazing with that song. Like
thank you.
it sounds great. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
at some point I recorded this cover, so I uploaded like a version on YouTube. Bohemian Rhapsody, Don't Stop Me Now mix in one.
nice.
Yeah.
And like, how do you like I mean, this happens with anyone who's on social media. Like, how there's a lot of good, but then there's a lot of bad and comments. Like, there's some people that throw hate towards you in comments. Like, how do you deal with those kind of comments?
So I never ever really paid attention to it. I mean, I do pay attention here and there, but it's not that I'm just a very positive person. So I look at the positive things, positive
Definitely.
comments, and I always say if there's no one that hates you, then that means probably also no one cares because I feel like p- at a certain level or point, like you must have haters because yeah, otherwise, I mean, you can be the best artist or might have the best music or people love you. There will always be people um that will feel hate, which is fine, and that might maybe not even like be because of me. That might be like an issue that they have within self,
Yeah,
and so I more like feel sorry for them for yeah, being like so hateful. Well, if I don't like something, I would simply not comment or not give
definitely.
my um, energy and emotion towards this person. Also, hating is a very expensive emotion, so I don't understand why people should waste their energy on like having so much hate. I mean, it's just my music. I didn't kill anyone. Um, it could be worse. Um, even though I do not have a lot of haters, but there is for sure people here and there.
Oh yeah.
And I just yeah. And I mean, when I was in already in high school, I was not the most popular kid back then, and I already experienced a lot of hate and negativity, which I found a way to switch that off, to not pay attention or to look at that, and to just focus on myself, positive things, and the future. And well, now I'm in a very good state, and I love everything around me in my life. But it's not always been like that. So I think I just already from a very young age I had to learn how to deal with that. So that's why now it just seems to be quite natural.
Oh, all right. Okay. And when you're not making music, what do you like doing during your free time?
In my free time, so even in my free time, mostly, yeah, I do music, but obviously at some point I sleep. And then no, I love traveling in general. From a very young age, I started skiing. I ski since I'm 3.
Oh wow,
Um,
okay.
I also did like skiing races, and my whole family skis. So um, that was like a thing, and I played tennis, then table tennis, also professionally at some point, 6 times a week. So I was like very focused on sports at some point in my life as
Okay.
well. Um, Not as much anymore, but I mean, I go to the gym, I go for runs, I see my friends. I could talk to certain people for hours about life in general, and thoughts, philosophy, or So yeah, that's mainly what I do in my free time. Or I wake up, and most times when I wake up, I go on a walk first thing in the morning to if I'm in London, I go to Tower Bridge or the London Eye. Either way, like I'm right in the middle, so it's the same
Okay.
distance, and just enjoy my time in the moment. Beautiful weather. I love cats. I love animals, dogs, birds, everything. Um, yeah. So that just makes me happy. Could do that for hours, days.
Nice. And did did you want to play a little bit of a song or?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm.
Sure.
You know what? I do a little improvisation in the moment, and then I sing something and switch to a song from Elton John.
Okay, sweet.
So I hope that you can see me here.
I still can see you. Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. See, and whenever like it's really in the moment. I don't know how to describe it. It's just press some keys and then it's a little bit funny. This feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money. Oh, my boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculpture, but then again, no. A man who makes potion in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but of it I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody, oh, this is your song. And maybe quite simple, but not that it's done. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down into words how wonderful life is while you are in the world. You actually hear all the piano. No noise.
You sound amazing.
I sat on the roof and kicked off the moon. The view of the verses, well, they've got me crossed. The sun's been quite kind. Oh, while I wrote this song, it's for people like you that keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting, but these things I do. You see, I forgot the green or the blue. Anyway, the thing is, oh, what I really mean. You're the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. And you can tell everybody, oh, this is your song. And maybe quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down into words how wonderful life is while you are in the world. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down into words how wonderful life is while you are in the world.
Amazing. Wow.
Was all good with the audio? You heard the okay, perfect. That was what I was worried. We heard the performance. I was like, you actually hear it because I asked you if you could hear the sirens. I was worried about the noise canceling, but that's all cool.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that was amazing. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot in the moment, but obviously I sang that song 1,000 times before, but it's just every time it's a new interpretation, and I play new notes in between, and yeah, whatever I feel. But I love Elton John song, love Elton John. Yeah.
Wow. Well, the last question I will ask you is where could fans follow you and follow your music at?
On wait, sorry, now your connection was once
Oh,
cut off.
sorry.
Um,
Where could fans follow you and follow your music at?
oh yeah. So on Instagram, just VMROSE, Rose. But I'm pretty sure if you just look up my name, Marvin Rose, on Instagram or on the internet or Spotify, you'll for sure find me. So just Marvin Rose and I'll come up.
Awesome, buddy. Well, thank you so much for taking time and coming on. It was really fun talking to you. Thank you.
Same from my side. Thanks again for having me. And yeah, I wish you a wonderful day over there. And I'll
Thank
speak to
you.
you soon.
You definitely will. Thanks, buddy. Have a great rest of the night.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, that